Hello, Faith Church. Thanks for tuning in to this House to House. Today we turn the page from Daniel over to the book of Hosea, for those of you following along in the daily scriptures with us. And it's really a story of a lot of family strife, family difficulty, in which Hosea is called into this relationship by God, a relationship that God knew would be filled with so much difficulty. And still, God uses that relationship and the family struggles that come from that relationship to be able to share God's faithfulness and to be a reminder, to be an analogy of God's faithfulness to a nation that had turned their backs on God. Israel had really done. I was just away at Lake Tahoe, Zephyr Point, for a week of study in which I was going through a book called Think Orange, which is part of the reason I'm wearing my yellow and red here, because it's really a philosophy of doing ministry, especially family ministry, in which the church, represented by yellow or the bright lights, whose purpose it is to shine the light of Christ to the world, and red, which symbolizes the warm hearts of the family or of unconditional love. And bringing those two together to think orange. Now we all know that the church itself is not perfect. We also know firsthand, and perhaps especially during these times, that our families also are not perfect. And God knows and still calls us to be in relationship with these people that are closest to us, to be an example of God's faithfulness, to remind each other of God's faithfulness, and to continue to look for the ways that God is leading us. And so Think Orange is really about families coming together with the church. So at a time when, these past several years in which many families in our culture have said, the church just isn't helping to raise my kids in Christ, and so I'm going to leave the church. Or conversely, in which the church has sort of given up on parents as the primary role models and disciplers of their own children to be able to undertake the task of training and teaching their own children in Christ and leading them towards a real and vibrant relationship with this living God. And so churches have said, we're going to do ministry for you. But neither one of those models obviously works well. And so Think Orange is trying to come back to a model that's really pretty ancient, from the time of the Israelites, in which the family becomes a model of what God is doing in our community, in our midst, in which we become reminders as parents with kids and vice versa, families with church and vice versa, to celebrate what God's doing, to teach and to equip and to train one another to know what it is to be loved by God and to love the world as a result. And so it's really a philosophy of how to do ministry. My shirt here says somewhere, work safely. And I think really this is the only way to work, is to work together in community. I've really been impressed by many of the things that I've looked at and read in this Think Orange philosophy, and a number of things are on the website. I want to play for you just a short 2-minute video clip of what this Think Orange is all about. Tomorrow night, Thursday at 7 o'clock, we're going to have an opportunity to do a parent forum that we hope is just a beginning point of what this is to really work together and to start to think creatively with some ideas of how to serve one another and serve the community. Now, whether or not you're a parent or grandparent or a caring adult of one of the children or youth of our church, you're invited to come to that. And I think through the top 5, there's links there that you can find to be able to tune in. If not, send me a text and I will shoot back to you the link that you can tune in to be able to find that. If there's a way to put it into this video as a note, I will do it. And so be watching for that as well. Thanks for tuning in here, and I'm thankful for the way that this church has already embodied this value of working together to celebrate and to teach and equip one another in Christ together. You already think Orange already, and so this is really a confirmation of the direction that we hope this church is going together. So blessings to you, peace in these times, and hope you enjoy the rest of the book of Hosea together.